Hey y'all! Back again. Y'all see L'Oreal wanted to be twins with me today.
I'm gonna get the color right there.
Okay. What are we talking about today?
It's your week.
Oh yeah. Okay, so today's topic is forgiveness. And I don't even know what this is. I just found the recipe on Pinterest, y'all. So let's hope it's good. Oh, it must be good. It must be good. So today we're going to talk about forgiveness because y'all be holding on to grudges and that's not healthy. You know, and we trying to live healthy lifestyles over here. You know.
So are you letting go of grudges?
Shut up! I was just about to say I'm one of those people.
Okay,
I am one of those people. I don't hold on to grudges like forever, but I hold on to it until I'm like over it. But
10 years later.
I'm learning to let go and let God. You feel me? So I just want to try to do the same thing.
She has been growing. Cause sis is
I'm trying. Like I'm really trying.
She really is trying. Cause it be the smallest things. You make her mad in the smallest way. What made her mad? In the smallest way. Sis then blocked you and everything. You didn't even know you blocked. I
really don't even tell people like I don't want to be your friend no more. I just be like, yeah, you're not my friend. People be contacting me on social media like what I did. Apparently you did something because I blocked you, but
gotta cash up her $1. Be like, please, forgiveness. I feel like it varies some, like
depending on like what the situation is.
Yeah,
but it's also I feel like you said it does vary, but I also feel like it's for you more than anything. Like when I say like forgive, I don't mean like forgive the other person and just be like their best friend again or like whatever the situation may be, whoever the person is, because that person probably really did hurt you. But it's better for you, for your personal growth, for you to forgive that person, to move on with your life. Because if you still stuck on that situation, then you not growing and you not bettering yourself. So
yeah, because I had a couple of good mind people that's been done me pretty wrong. And you know, when you look sometimes looking at things from the other side can provide perspective into things. But I feel like forgiveness can happen in like two ways. One is like, you know, we have a conversation about it. We come to understand, you know, I see your side, you see my side.
Agree to disagree.
We may or may not be cool after this, but you know, it's cool. We can move on. And then sometimes it's like you just have to pass that hurt yourself.
Right.
Because there is no conversing with the person. It may be something far too traumatic to even consider having anybody else, right? Yeah, so sometimes you have to just kind of forgive for yourself to be able to move on and kind of let that part go, because that takes up a lot of mental space and energy.
It does, especially like family stuff. I know, like just being on social media and stuff like that, a lot of us have probably had the same childhood in one way or another. And I understand that like now we're trying to break generational curses. We're trying to be better for our future families and stuff like that. But with that being said, y'all still can't like hold what people did to you over their head or like just hold on to that, because you can't break that generational curse if you're still holding on to whatever childhood stuff you had going on, because it's just gonna keep popping up every now and then. You're gonna keep, you know, getting flashbacks or glimpses of stuff like, you know, that happened. And then eventually, even though you trying to break generational curses, it happens anyway because you've never dealt with it yourself. So then in terms, it comes into your children's life, and then that same cycle continues to happen.
Yeah, because I notice things within my own family where it's like, I see how this affected like my mom and my grandma's relationship, and I see how it affected my grandma and my great grandmother, and I can see how it's affecting current relationships between me and my mom and my sisters and my mom. And it's like I know why you do what you do,
but that don't make it right for you to do
what you do. You have to understand that we have to steer away from these things. So yeah, like some things really are truly like unforgivable. I feel like it's
unforgivable to the point to where you feel like you can't have a relationship with that other person.
Like I have like 2 or 3 of those types of instances where it's just like, can't rock with you ever in life. Don't look at me, don't breathe around me. And the forgiveness is kind of just of you being ill in your ways.
Like I have to deal with the fact that you wronged me.
Yeah, I don't forgive you for what you did, but I know that people come in various ways, and some of us are messed up in ways that we will never be able to understand. So you got to be able to just
take it for what it is. I feel like a lot of times those people are lessons. Like, they come into your life for a reason, to teach you something. So even though you may not have gotten what you wanted out of the relationship, you learned something from that relationship, and it probably made you a better person in like one form or another.
I really hate how like when it comes to like family situations, how people make it seem like you have to forgive,
right?
Because that's your blood, baby. I don't care. It runs just like water, don't it? I don't have to forgive you for anything at all. I don't have to talk to any of y'all. Don't have to rock with any of y'all. And I feel like family ties are supposed to be much stronger than what they actually are, but it's not. Like the people that are most prominent in my life are friends.
I was gonna say that I feel like I have a lot of friends in my life that's just as important or even more important than some of my family members.
Yeah, because I have friends that I go to for things before I go to a family member. I have friends that actually understand and get me and stuff
different ways
better than any family member has even tried to. And I feel like that'd be the main problem with family. They'd be like, we family, and it's like, you can't even tell me my favorite color, and that's simple. You don't know nothing about me. All you know is me when I was like 4 years old.
I was just gonna say, they so stuck on you being who you were when you were a child, or them watching you grow up, that they don't even realize that you've grown into like a whole different, like mature
I'm a being.
Yeah, like you are yourself. You're not just little Tootie. Like,
the relationships that you have with people play a real big part in forgiving someone. Because like, I know for you at least, like there'll be some things that you would do that had it been anybody else, I would have been like, yeah,
nah,
I'm out of here. You can go. I don't need this from you. I don't need this from anybody. How about I go? But since I know you, I know how you are, I know how you can be sometimes, I just be like, anywho, Tesha is being Tesha right now. I'll get past that. It's fine. Cause sis will be a little snippy in the text messages sometimes. I'm like, okay. But like, even when we have like those one-off arguments that we have like once a year,
right? I was about to say argument. Cause they will never really be about
nothing. They never be about nothing. We have like that annual argument where it's like, man, and others like, her, and ain't nobody talking to nobody.
For like a good month.
But then the whole time while we're not talking to each other, I just be like,
I wonder what Lariana.
I'll be like, Tesha like this song. I wish she was here. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because I'm not talking to her. And then we just like talking to be like, Okay, so we cool.
Right. Be like, okay, what your problem was? Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I was feeling like this. Okay, so
next conversation.
Anywho, I need to get my toes done, so I'm gonna be down there next week.
But I feel like that's a part of any real friendship. You should be able to have differences and arguments because, like, first of all, we're not the same person. We never agree on everything, like, ever. Like, we never agree on anything. So
only thing we agree on is getting brunch when we be out on trips and playing pity pat when intoxicated.
Yeah, it's a part of your friendships to know who your friends are, how your friends are. And you gotta know if you really are friends with that person for you to be able to be like, okay, well, I'll get over it, or she'll get over it, or whatever. Because we have this one friend, this child. She don't care about nothing. Like, literally and nothing.
Well, I know who you're talking about.
Girl, you do know who I'm talking about. Like, will distance herself from us and then, like, get mad at us because she distanced herself from us. But we don't care because we still love her and we accept her for who she is. And we know she be going through stuff. So we just be like, okay, like, whatever. But, like, you have to know that about yourself and your friends. Like, how much you can tolerate from people and, you know, stuff.
Like, really taking the time to pay attention to people, like, cost you nothing. Especially in, like, relationships, too. Because, that's, in my opinion, it's because I tried to dye my hair. That's why they look like that.
How you know I was looking at
Because, like, your hair was hard on you. It was like...
Girl, like, okay.
I didn't have no gloves.
I have gloves in my bedroom.
I wish I would have known that.
I wish you would have texted me.
Girl, then I didn't have no blow dryer to dry the hair.
Girl, I can't.
I was looking for it in your... I was like, I feel like she has to have a blow dryer. Did not see one. I was like, I don't even think it's set right. Without knowing somebody, how can you really even get to the point to build a relationship, to get to a place to be able to forgive someone for when they do something wrong? Because we're all human. Everyone makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody know what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way.
Hannah Montana, y'all.
But no, for real, nobody's perfect. I gotta work it. Get here. People are not perfect. People are not perfect. So being able to forgive someone is essential. You have no relationships with anybody because people fuck up all day, every day. We can't help it. We're learning and growing every day. It happens. People are naturally selfish, so we think of ourselves before others sometimes. Sometimes we think of other people before ourselves, and then that could fuck us up sometimes too. It's just, you have to be able to forgive people.
And you have to have open lines of communication too. Because like she said, like a lot of times, especially in relationships, when you're in a relationship and you kind of been in a relationship for a while, you do tend to put that other person before yourself, or you think about how they would feel about something before you think about something. And then that kind of like forms a divide in a relationship, because it's kind of like you making up all these scenarios and stuff in your head, and this other person don't even know what's going on.
They don't know nothing.
So then it's like you mad at them and they trying to figure out what's going on, and it's like a whole little spat for nothing, when the only thing you have to do is communicate with that person and let them know this is how I'm feeling, or this is what's going on, or whatever. You know, talk about it, talk that through, and then get through that situation with that person, because people are not mind readers. I know we tend to think that, oh, this is my partner, they should know how I feel, or they should already know, but like, they don't.
Don't have time for that. Like, I know for me, sometimes like we'll talk about something and I will overthink for like a solid 48 hours. And I will just overthink everything. And
instead of just talking about it.
No, I'll talk about it and then still overthink about it sometimes. Just sometimes. Because I just be thinking about a whole bunch of nothing.
Mm-hmm. Regardless as to what the relationship is, when you're talking to somebody about a situation and y'all getting past it, y'all getting over it, y'all have chosen to forgiving each other and continue on with the friendship or the relationship or whatever, let that go. Do not be the person in that friendship or that relationship to keep bringing up the old stuff or keep bringing up a situation when y'all already talked it out, because y'all should have agreed to let that situation go. If y'all are still going to be cool, if y'all still going to be together, it's not going to work if one person just keep throwing something in that person's face.
Yeah, like, you can't do that to people, bro. Like, see, for me, after I think about it, for those extra 48 hours, and I come with my extra concerns, once we talk about it, I'm like, okay, I'm all good now. I can't think of anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's out the window. I might make a little joke or two about it.
Right.
And
that's all it should be afterwards. It's just like a playful joke.
You know, depending on what it is.
Right.
Some things you just cannot joke about. But, like, you know, I'll joke about it. And that's how you really know I'm truly over it, when I'm able to laugh about it.
Mm-hmm.
But holding something that you quote unquote forgave somebody for over their head is not
forgiving.
It's not forgiving. Oh wow.
You okay?
I hope so.
Drink you some juice.
Yeah, that ain't juice.
I know it ain't. Look at them bubbles. Look at them bubbles, baby.
You know, you can't do that to somebody. Like, most people are constantly trying to grow and better themselves. So holding something that they did 6 months ago, a year ago over their head, what is that doing for you or for them?
Nothing, because honestly that's gonna make that person be like, well, he or she never forgave me, so I might as well do X, Y, and Z.
You know, and it's like
situation
what do I
one
do?
all over again.
Like, what do you really do in that situation where it's like, you know, XYZ happened, we hashed it out, I apologized, we came to an agreement, you know, we should be here now, and you're still feeling some type of way. Like, getting over something may take time, yes, but take that time with yourself to get over it. Don't drag the other person down, especially if you're not even actively trying to get over it. If you're just
holding on to
it, just basically never
let them people go. Let them live their life, because apparently you still have some animosity, and that's something that you need to deal with yourself, especially if you and the person already like discussed it and you still have a problem with it. That's something that you have to deal with by yourself, because at that point in time there is nothing that other party can say or do to make you feel like I'm over the situation. So
like, literally,
what's the point?
And
it's
crazy.
I feel
like at my big age, I don't have time to hold no grudge.
Right.
Like, if
I have a million other things going on, why should I just sit here and be mad at you?
You know, like, if I do still feel some negative way about you, then it's just on sight when I see you.
Oh, child.
We just gonna leave it at that. And I'm gonna have a great day till I see you at Kroger. You're not gonna have a great day.
Please don't get kicked out of Kroger. You love Kroger.
I go to Publix.
You gonna drive all the way to Publix. That girl is lying. That girl lying.
But yeah, man, like, you gotta let that go. That's childish. There's other things that needs to be on my mental, like my Halloween costume. I'm so excited.
Forgive and forget. I know it's hard to forget sometimes. Don't necessarily forget.
Don't forgive and forget. I never really like that saying, because they need to come with something different. I don't know what word to use that starts with an F, but I feel like, you know, forgive, but I'm gonna make note of this. Like, something that'll never happen to me. Like, if I get cheated on, depending on the situation. Oh, I haven't cheated on before, so never again though. But depending on the situation, you may be able to forgive the person. Like, because I know that there are some times with, like, married couples, and like, the woman will be going through, like, severe postpartum and stuff, and they'll be going through things for a while, and it'll be like 4 years, and the wife and husband will never have sex. Like, if that situation happened to me and I found out that my partner stepped out on me one night because you was really you just wanted to be touched. I would be like, you cheated on me, but I'm so sorry. You know.
Let me play devil's advocate. You're going through something, postpartum depression or whatever, and like you said, you and your significant other is not sexually active at that moment in your relationship.
For 4 years.
Okay. I'm just saying that is a very long time. That's a long time.
That's a long time.
At that point, you're celibate. That's a very long time, bro. But like, some women may feel like you out here cheating on me when you could have been helping me, or like, you know.
But what if he was trying to do all of that? Like, what if he was
okay? So maybe you've been through a depressive state before once or twice in your life, and you know it's not easy, or you've dealt with somebody who you know have dealt with depression before, and you know for a fact that that is not an easy thing to do.
But what if this is all new for you? This is new for you to be dealing with.
So does that make it okay?
I mean, no, that doesn't make the cheating okay. Like, I'm gonna be mad that you cheated, but I understand how you got to that point. I understand where the breaking point was for you. Mm-hmm. So by seeing that and understanding that, you know, I can be able to move past it. Cause I mean, you know, I don't know. I'm not married. I
need you to do everything in your power first before you think you're gonna step out on me. Like everything.
Yes, like you had to have been trying and being there for me, you know, doing a little arm touch. Now I don't even respond to that no more. It's gotta be desperate measures.
Right.
You really just have to get one off. Like, it has to be that simple. Not that simple. It has to have been that complex of a situation where it was just like you really broke. And that was that. Now, if everything is fine and dandy, and you just go off and you let Lil Susie Thompson down the street on you, well, baby, I gotta go because you're childish.
Okay, I have another question. What if the same situation is going on, but instead of him like being sexually active with that person, he's just confiding in that person, so now he's not cheating on you per se.
That's an emotional relationship.
Yeah. What do you do at that point? Because like you say, you're not responding emotionally. You're not doing anything. So are you still understanding at that point? Because I know I wouldn't be.
Emotional relationships are a bit different.
They're bad. Like,
because it's like sex can just literally just
be sex, right?
You can really like just bust your nut and be like,
that's it.
I just needed that. Beat my meat wasn't working for me anymore. I needed physical touch. But emotional connections,
I don't think I can forgive you.
I don't think I can. Like, I have to go. I have to go because
you've connected with this woman.
Yeah, like
you love her at this point.
Something about you feels for her, and I will never be able to get over that. That's gonna literally hang over my head every day. It would just dampen the relationship.
Because you don't just stop loving people. Even like when you get past relationships with people or whatever, a person who you once loved, I feel like you've always gonna have love for that person. Now, it may not be the same love that you have for that person when y'all were an item, but somewhere in your heart you still have
care,
love, right? You still love that person. So even if a couple was to get past that, I feel like it still would like linger in somebody's mind. Like, is he thinking about her? Is he talking to her?
Yeah, like if it's like a one-off sexual act, you know, I don't care. That don't mean nothing to me. But if you have an emotional tie to somebody, I don't know when and why you thinking about this woman. Are you picturing her when we're
together,
being intimate and stuff? Do you wish you was talking to her? Like, what type of conversations were y'all having that I wasn't able to give to you? For you to go out and do that. Like, vaginas are all the same. They all get wet to some capacity. So, that, I don't care about that. But...
I hate this girl.
You out here conversing and sharing deep thoughts and how you feel and secrets and stuff, and y'all are intertwined thought wise. You know, like you may see something random, be like, oh yeah, you know, we talked about that. Like,
such and such might like this. So.
You know, like it's the little things, and I can't do it.
And y'all really be doing some unforgivable stuff in these friendships too. Like, y'all take advantage of people, good people.
It's good people. Like, some people be like sleeping with each other's boyfriends and stuff. I'm like, first of all, yes.
Girl, I would never even try to talk to nobody my friend dated.
That's what, okay, that, like, this is off the note.
I'm not even attracted to them.
This is off the note of forgiveness, but, like, I've never understood how, like, people could be attracted to their friends' significant others. Like, everyone that you or any of our other friends have talked to, I've never looked at them and been like,
right.
No, I don't agree.
Like, if it's like a first time, oh, that's my man type, I'll be like, oh, girl, he cute, or oh, he fine.
You know,
but
it's not
after that, like, that's it. Like,
you know, it's not like a cute, like, oh, y'all your man.
Right,
it's like, oh, girl, y'all are cute.
Right.
This is good for you. Y'all babies will look cute. You know, just simple. But other girls be like, yeah, he cute.
Girl, no.
I like him.
No. I would never fight over a dude, but that day you gotta see me because I feel disrespected. I feel like you've been playing with me since day one. Like, you been had this on your mind.
So like, what's up? Like, I ain't even worried about him. He can go, I'll get a new one.
Period. Like,
that ain't nothing to me. But you, that's crazy.
You gotta see me.
You really tried it. But I could never forgive a friend for sleeping with my man. Like, what? Why would you? There is no situation that is okay. I don't care how drunk you were, how high you were, how anything you were.
But why are you even in those type of situations with your friend's man, for one?
Like,
why?
I don't care if all of us are in there drunk and y'all do something quick in the bathroom. You have to go. You could never be my friend again. Because I can replace him. I can find a new one. But if I bring another one around, how am I supposed to trust the fact that you're not going to pull something like that again? So you have to go. He has to go as well. But you also have to go. You're the main element that has to leave. Right. Because why would you even do that? Why did you feel like you could just cross me like that? What in your mind thought that any of this was ever okay? I think overall forgiveness is really just for you. You know, like,
it's a healing thing.
It is, because if you hold on to all of these things, how are you ever going to just go and be off and be happy and let other things fill your heart and your soul? You can't, because you're holding on to all these negative emotions.
And then you can't, like, really achieve other stuff in your life when you still holding on to, like, past situations and, like, you know,
it's like some people will bring old relationship problems into a brand new one.
Baggage.
Like this man has never cheated on you, sis. Y'all been together for 3 days. He didn't even,
not 3 days.
Even if he wanted to cheat on you,
he ain't get a chance
to. And you already putting all of this on him. You know, you gotta be able to give every person a fresh page.
Mm-hmm. And if you're not ready, you need to let that be known. Like, state your piece. Let people know. Like, I mean, honestly, we're in a day and age where, like, people are very honest and open and upfront about what they want out of relationships before the relationship even happen. So you need to, like, let that other person know, like, I have past trauma I'm still dealing with, or I have trust issues, or like whatever, and then let that person decide if that's something that they want to deal with. Because everybody don't want to be the person to put somebody together. Some people want people that's already together, like especially a person that's already like they feel like they're in a good place in their life. They probably want somebody that's also in a good place in their life.
And don't come and be like, oh, you know, I have trust issues and this, that, and don't actively work on them. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just say that you have XYZ and not actively and continually work on it day by day. Mm-hmm. You just because you told me about it, that I'm just aware that you know some things are gonna take a little bit more time. I need to be more gentle in these areas, but I need you to work on them at least. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just stay that way forever. You have to better yourself.
Be aware too. Don't lie to yourself. Yeah. Cause I told me and her talk all the time, and I always like tell her like, oh, I want this out of a relationship. I want this, but I've told her many a times too, like, I don't feel like I'm ready. I'm honest with myself about that, like, you know, and I'm honest with the person who I'm working with or whatever. Like, this is why I act the way that I act. This is why I have my guard up. Like, you know, I'm honest about the situation. So then in return, that person is honest and open and willing to work with me towards whatever the outcome may be. Like, you know, you still can have good relationships with people, friends and stuff. You just have to be honest with yourself for one, and then honest with that other person.
Open lines of communication are really important to have. Like, don't try to let the other person be able to feel. Mm-hmm. You know, like, don't try to hold something because you're concerned about how they might feel and you don't want them to feel this way or that way. You don't know how I'm gonna feel.
You don't know what my decision gonna be.
And regardless of how I'm gonna be able to feel, you have to be able to let me feel it. You have to be able to let me deal with that. You have to be able to share that with me. And that was something that I learned as well previously. That, you know, you can't protect people from stuff. You have to be able to let them know those things. Right. Because although you think you're doing the right thing, you're most likely doing it for selfish reasons. Mm-hmm. You know, withholding something and stuff, you know. You're doing it because you don't want the other person to view you a certain way, or you don't want this information to hurt them because you care about them. But you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to give them the truth. The truth hurts sometimes.
And but I'd rather you give me a hurtful more truth understanding, you know? Yeah. If you just be upfront with the person, they'll like be totally understanding about the situation, rather than finding out later on in a different kind of way. Then it's kind of like, oh, it's an unforgivable thing at that point when you could have just stated your piece from jump.
Yeah, you know, I think it's something that everyone really kind of has to learn. You know, it's like, just be as open and transparent as possible, and that'll allow there to be an area for you to be able to be forgiven for mistakes that you made. Mm-hmm. Because when you're not all the way honest about something, and then something happens, and then now you're being completely honest about it all, no one's gonna at the time, no one's gonna look at your side, because this is like, you hurt me twice now. Like, now this thing happened, and I found out that you did this, or you lied about this, and this happened, and oh my God, like, now I have to deal with the fact that you felt like this, or you feel like that, and all of this is happening. It's like, it's too many things.
A trust issue.
Yeah, then it's like, can you trust the person that you're even with? And that makes forgiving a whole lot harder to do when you can't trust somebody. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, what did we learn today, y'all? Forgive for you, not for the other person.
Period.
Communicate with whomever the person that may have hurt you was, please. And just be honest, be open, be willing.
Because it makes forgiving a whole lot easier.
Yes.
And with that, we will see you all next week.
Adios.
Eat safe.
Oh, girl.
I'm going to cut that out.